When considering the nature of good and evil, few philosophies have offered a perspective as enduring and transformative as Stoicism. Emerging from ancient Greece and refined in Rome, Stoicism teaches us that the true battleground between good and evil doesn't lie in the external world, but within the mind and soul of each individual. At its core, Stoicism asserts that good and evil are not inherent in external events or objects, but are determined by our judgments, choices, and character. This might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, isn't suffering bad and pleasure good? Isn't loss evil and gain good? The Stoics, however, urge us to look deeper. Imagine two people facing the same misfortune, perhaps the loss of a job, a painful illness, or the end of a cherished relationship. One is devastated, angry, and resentful. The other faces the situation with calm resilience, seeking to learn and grow from the experience. According to Stoic philosophy, the event itself is neither good nor evil. What matters is how each person responds. The first allows external circumstances to dictate their state of mind. The second exercises virtue, courage, wisdom, and self-control, transforming adversity into an opportunity for growth. For the Stoics, virtue is the only true good, and vice the only true evil. Wealth, status, health, and even life itself are considered indifferents. They may be preferred or dispreferred, but they do not determine a person's moral worth. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, reminds us that the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Epictetus, born a slave and later a revered teacher, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This radical focus on our inner life frees us from the tyranny of circumstance. If good and evil are rooted in our choices, then no external force can truly harm us unless we allow it. This does not mean Stoics are indifferent to pain, loss, or injustice. Rather, they recognize that suffering is an inevitable part of the human condition, and that our power lies in responding with dignity and wisdom. Practicing this perspective requires constant attention to our judgments and desires. When faced with temptation, frustration, or disappointment, the Stoic asks, is my response guided by reason and virtue, or by impulse and fear? Am I acting in harmony with my highest values, or am I letting external events dictate my character? The Stoic approach does not promise a life free from pain or difficulty. Instead, it offers the profound freedom of knowing that our happiness and integrity depend on things within our control. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own actions, intentions, and attitudes. These are the sources of goodness available to us at every moment. By letting go of the illusion that external things are inherently good or bad, we can cultivate equanimity. This doesn't mean passivity. Stoics strive to improve themselves and the world around them, but they do so with the understanding that outcomes are uncertain and beyond their total control. Their only true responsibility is to act with virtue, regardless of the result. In a world filled with uncertainty and turmoil, the Stoic truth about good and evil is liberating. It reminds us that our greatest strength lies not in what happens to us, but in how we choose to respond. By cultivating wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control, we become the architects of our own character, and in doing so, discover a source of goodness that no external misfortune can ever take away.